Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. Depending on what time you're watching this, whether it's after the live or during the morning, evening, afternoon, I hope everyone is enjoying enjoying their day and being productive. For those who are new, welcome to Rebuilding Community Trust. This channel is open to discussing all the social justice issues we have, relationship issues, also things that are going on in the community that I hear of or see and I want to talk about. So I hope that the content is being helpful and adding value to your life. For those who's been listening, studying the material, looking at the content, thank you. As always, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in front of you to give you something to add value. So please continue to share and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Please share this video for those who need it. So I got a big topic today. I've been anticipating doing this video all week long. I'm finally go ahead and get to it, and it's going to be called "What Did I Learn from the Red Pill Community?" I feel this topic is important because I usually on my channel I discuss social justice issues, law enforcement issues when it comes to Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, and you'll see topics about that. But I wanted to do something different because I feel like this affects a lot of the youth, affects relationships in our communities. Not just for the Black community, but for communities in whole. So I feel like this topic is going to be very helpful to many, and especially for the men per se. I'm going to really be talking to the men today, but as women, you can also take something from this as well. So I'm going to talk about the Red Pill community. I've been listening to certain channels, specifically one for a long time, say for about 8 months. So I've been studying the Red Pill community, and it's helped me in some ways, but also there's some other sides to it. And I want to kind of talk about it, some of those distinctions. This is educate and empower in general, but particularly youth. And we all know what the Red community is. And I have some definitions of some stuff I've looked up. And the Red Pill community is basically, I know we've seen the movie The Matrix, where Keanu Reeves' character, Neo, and Lawrence Fishburne character Morpheus was, he just had to take a pill, and it was a blue pill and a red pill. And that blue pill would take you back to your original, life and things that way they were before. But the red pill would show you the truth. So this red pill community concept came from that. And also it's just showing the continuous multi-voice up to the minute mail complaints nestled in the hearts of the representation of the so-called manosphere. So basically, in layman's terms, basically men, sitting on the channels that these men come on here, these red pill community content creators, they come on here and they talk about women and how they should avoid women, how in the sense of relationships, and also dealing with not making commitments, taking a lot of the concepts of what we know as far as commitment out of it, and just go after certain things and talk about how women are using men and abusing men. So that's kind of a definition, but I'm sure people, if they listen to it or study, they'll get their own version of it. Also, I want to shout out two content creators. I want to shout out the Shoemake Way. I don't know if you ever hear this channel or hear the video that I'm putting out, but I want to say double salute to you for definitely putting out the content and talking about empowerment and positivity when it comes to not only just for the Black women and for the Black men, but just in general for purpose. And I know he did a few videos on Red Pill content and saying, his piece. So I agree with a lot of stuff he said. So I really am impressed and empowered by what you're saying. So if you ever hear this video, or you ever, get a chance to check it out, I just want to salute you on that. Also, another individual, Stephens Cole, he's a Red Pill content creator. And he's been the main one I've been listening to. And I just want to, salute him as well on his passion, his humor for the Red Pill community and the education that he's brought and the relationship comparisons that where he talked about in a lot of his videos. I agree with some of the stuff, but I disagree with a lot of it. But it's no disrespect to him. So I just want to thank him personally if he hears this video for putting out great content in relation to the topic and educating me on it. So what did I learn? Right. The question is, what did I learn from this video? Watch these videos over time, and I feel like what I learned is, if I could paint a scenario in a nice guy, right? A nice guy, somebody who has decent morals, somebody who is respectable. He has attributes to take care of a family. He has these visions of long-term relationships and concepts. Nice guys, right? And they get into relationships with women who don't value those attributes. They just like any guy who goes out for go dating or go out to meet a girl, or even in high school. I think Steph Cole referenced a lot of his high school experiences early on videos he did, and even in college. And he's got with females that did not value what he brought to the table, and he gets cheated on. He gets men in general that's like this. They get cheated on, they get hurt, and then they call terms calls. I'm gonna turn cold. I'm gonna turn cold, meaning that what that means is I'm gonna turn heartless. I'm gonna not subject myself to these type of women, or even in a sense of categorizing women and putting them into a box, right? So I sit back and I hear these definitions, and I thought to myself, I've had relationships where I've been the same way. And I'm going to get into some concepts and some ideas. I'm going to give some examples about, for example, like, what is a nice guy? Like, I have something to say for that. And just examples of, friendships and what's the difference with dating. So just a lot of stuff will be thrown out. But when I think of what I've learned is, first things first, is a nice guy. When I seen the videos and heard the testimonies of things he said, and I go back to my own relationships, I know I have gotten to relationships with women, or throughout time, and I had the mindset of I wanted to be in a long-term relationship, and I wanted to work through it and be the best version of myself. And so you have to be. I went in with some lack of wisdom. I didn't understand a lot of things, and I could understand a lot of what he's saying. I can understand the heartbreak. I can understand the investment and the commitment I made to these particular women, just like he has. And he got hurt, and he got, he was upset. He was, the emotional aspect of things. And, he started to realize that I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to be in this predicament again. So therefore, instead of me going, taking the measures to heal or measures what I need to do, I turn cold, I turn heartless, and then I create a standard of my own to where I'm going to judge women, and not only just particular women, the categories of women. I'm going to have this mindset of, I'm going to, be the alpha male. I'm going to be cold. I'm going to be heartless. I want certain standards. Women going to fit my standards, and it's. I can understand that if you stay in the culture, I can understand that where I don't want to open my heart up to a woman again. I don't want to love again. I don't care to invest myself again into a woman. They're going to invest themselves in me and me only. And it's just, that's, what I see a lot of, the toxicity of the red pill community. But there are aspects where I agree as a man, I had to learn. That's why I say it's educational, to hear some of the things that he went through and some of the experiences that he went through, to say, okay, I've learned from this. I'm not going to do this again in certain ways when it comes to, giving my heart out, or, looking at behaviors and patterns and looking at the expectations of what these women that I'm going for. And I'm going to talk about that as well. First thing first, when it comes to investment, right? As a nice guy, I want to say this too, because I got a lot of notes. So that's why I'm looking over. So I got a lot of notes. But as a nice guy, you don't change who you are. All right. What you should change is who you invest your energy into, who you invest your time, who you invest your passion for. Right. So when it came to me, what I've learned from the red pill community was to not only understand certain things I need to see as far as behaviors, but also I had to understand it's like a car, right? You fill your tank up. You go drive, you go places, you go take your car, you're putting miles on the vehicle, you're going to and from, you're going to work, you're going to the store, you're going out or whatever. And then you eventually that car is going to lose gas. It's going to burn fuel, right? And it's going to get to E, right? If you don't invest the money back into putting gas in the tank, that tank is eventually, that car is going to stop running. So when it thinks about, a person, a man, saying in this case with the red pill, because obviously we know, women is the same thing, but we just talking about the red pill community. When you invest into a woman and you give your all and that woman does not reciprocate back to what you invest, it's like a car was going on E. that bitterness and that resentment comes in, and therefore you start to feel the way that they feel. It's a lot of feelings of resentment and bitterness. That's what I see, a lot of times, because they feel like that they gave their time, they gave their effort, and it did not, being reciprocated back to them the way they wanted to. And then they have this mindset that not only do I want just what I want, but I'm not willing to invest. I'm not willing to entertain. I'm not willing to be in fruitful, hopeful relationships, or even monogamous relationships, because I don't care for the relationship aspect anymore. I just care about the sexual aspect of it, right? So that's something that what I learned as I started watching these videos and different content when it came to marriage, when it came to dating, when it came to friendships, even when it came to every aspect of dealing with a woman, and that social aspect of just building a relationship. That part is no longer existent. It's about, I'm going after a woman. I got the money. I got the high value. I'm the prize. And therefore, the woman's going to want me, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And if she don't fit the standard, therefore, I'm done. Right. I'm out the thing. Right. So that's kind of what I wanted to hone on with that when it came to this aspect of red pill. Right. So from what I've heard and seen. So I'm going to define dating, right? Because one of the things I'm going to tackle is the dating aspect of this. And when a lot of the videos, when the societal aspect of dating, where people think that sex is, and casual sex and relationships built off dating, and that's not what dating is. Obviously there's dating and then there's courting. Definition of dating, I just put up a couple articles that shows what it is. So I'm going to pull it up real quick, and we can all, just hear what, some stuff that I saw. Give me a second. So it says here, I'm on a site called, it's a dating app, but it was just some definitions I found. And it says the definition of dating shows us that there's a difference between dating someone and just dating. Dating means you're going on dates. That's one version of it. But these are some checklists of if from what the article's reading, saying what is dating. So you're like someone and you're trying to get to know them better, right? That's one aspect of dating. You like someone and you're trying to get to know them better. You're spending time with a person in hopes, it says persons, but we're talking about monogamous person, in hopes of finding a committed relationship. And you can see yourself settling down, or at least entertain the idea with the persons or persons you see regularly. I was talking about one person. So here's some examples of what is not dating. You don't want a relationship at all. You've been clear about that to everyone you get to know, hook up with. The person you're getting to know, hooking up with, has been clear that they don't want a relationship at all either. And you don't usually see the same person more than once or twice before you move on. So intention is what dating is, according to this article. So you'll hear a lot in the red pill community talking about sex is equated to dating. I meet someone, I hook up, I want sex, and that's it. Sex is not the catalyst. Sex doesn't drive relationships. Casual sex, and then I'm gonna go into the points too. But sex is a lot of what they hone on. They look at the physicality of a woman. They look at certain types of women, and they have this idea for sex, and they don't want to work, the commitment. They don't want to obviously be in a relationship with this person, so they go after that. All right. What are some things that I do agree with? That's the next thing I wrote down. Right, and it's mistreatment in relationships. Nice guys get treated bad. For example, stuff I've heard was I'm being too nice, not standing up for yourself, not having the balance in relationships. And a lot of this can be avoided. I feel like a lot of this can be avoided. But so those are some of the things that he would say when it comes to a nice guy. And I'm going to part with this real quick. This is, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this into the point. So I'm going to move around with this. Number one, what can we avoid? Self-evaluation, self-awareness. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the points, and then I'm going to circle back around and bring into what I want to say. So self-evaluation. First thing, you got to know who you are as a person. As a man, even if you're a teenager or a youth, you got to sit back and really sit back. People don't want to take the time. People going here, going there. I got to do this. I got to do that. But take 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes and sit back and just take a break and think about, what do I really want from a woman? Evaluation and self-awareness is so important because a lot of people just go and go. A lot of people just got their mind made up. But sit back and take 20 minutes of your time and understand, okay, what do I want? What are my standards? What are my values? What are my beliefs? And part of that biggest thing is, what is my expectations? Understanding, for example, if you notice with a lot of red pill channels, they put their thumbnails. You can look at their thumbnails and you can see pictures of certain type of women. You see the Instagram models. You'll see women that has breast augmentation, big breasts, big behind. They're fitness trainers. They look a certain way. They're light skinned, dark skinned. They're well done. They look good. Eyelashes, the whole nine. You see women like that on the thumbnail. So with the red pill community, they appeal to these type of women. As a man, you got to sit back and say, is sex is all I want, right? Do I want a long-term relationship? And I'll say this with marriage. Marriage is not something you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And even from a biblical standpoint, marriage is talks about where marriage is a desire, but marriage is not something you need to have. But when it comes to marriage, if you don't want marriage, from a biblical standpoint, you shouldn't be engaging in like I would say, sexual relationships outside of marriage. So first thing first, as a man, or even growing into a young man, you from talking to as well, what do you want from a woman? And I know a lot of men, they're in their early 20s, 18s, and I'm like, I don't want to care about no marriage. I just want to do me. I want to go out here and I have sex with these girls. I want to be in these casual relationships. But at the end of the day, this is why this stuff gets caught up. And think about it with the women too. The women also, young teenage girls and young teens and 20s and 30s, they're thinking the same thing. It's the quality of the time of sitting down and saying, what do I want? Right? What do I expect? What is the intent to my heart with regards to women? Because a lot of times people don't look at the mindset of the woman. If you're trying to date according to dating, like actually trying to get to know somebody or trying to build a relationship with them or seeing where it goes, a lot of times you got to sit down and look at the heart and the mind of the woman. A lot of men don't do that. First thing a man do is see a woman, they look at their physical features. They look at their face, their behind. They look at the certain physical features. And with Instagram models, you got to think about social media. Instagram magnifies the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh. And what I mean by that is they magnify what I like. If you go on Instagram and that's a breeding hub of just Instagram models, they purposely go on these Instagram and Snapchat and they make themselves, you got Photoshop, you got all types of ideas where it makes you look good. So what a man do? They get on there and look on there and say, that's what I want. That's the type of woman I want. I want a woman like that. Women knows this. They know that if I can get a man, Stephen Cole called them beta male orbiters, right? Which is a funny term to me, but beta male orbiters, basically men that they're going to hover around these women. They're going to be there. They're going to want to try to be with them in many ways possible. That women know this, so they appeal to these type of men, and they get them caught up. That's where OnlyFans come from. That's why you have OnlyFans, because there are men that's going to look at these women in this way, and they're going to pay. They're going to, and they say, okay, shoot, so these men liking what I got going on, I'm going to earn money from this. And men pay it. They pay because of the lust of the flesh, that they want this type of women. If they can't have them physically, they'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? They'll put the money on this. So women knows this. So what they do, they find men that makes money. This is where this high value man concept comes from. Kevin Samuels, you hear these different type of men talking about it. And this is where they have men that makes this money. So women say, okay, I know he making six figures. I know he making, he an NBA player, he an NFL player. He making this money. He's a business owner, whatever case may be. And then they're going to go for these type of men because they know that if I look good, then the men is going to pay for me. They're going to pay my way. They're going to, do these things. And that's how this culture starts, right? This culture starts this way. And then going from there, this is why men maybe men that don't make this much money, or they have the intent to maybe want to be with these type of women, and they get with these type of women and then they get played or they get cheated on, or they feel like they got to overcompensate and overcommit to these women, and then they get their hearts broken. So that's part of it. Self-evaluation. If you want these type of women and you think that you're going to be able to, it depends. If you want to just have sex with them, which it shouldn't be what you want to do. But if you have sex with them, then that's one thing. But if you're trying to have a relationship or actually build something with them, then you gotta manage your expectations. That's what a lot of men manage your expectations. You got to understand that if you deal with women that looks good, now it's like with men too. If you're dealing with women that are Instagram models and they getting 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 views, likes, shares on their pages, and they're getting all this attention and validation from a man, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be exclusive to you. So you got to manage your expectations. You got to understand that you got to look at everything. Basically what I'm saying. You got to look at not just the physical, because again, we talked about preferences, and go back to my videos where I talk about preferences and values. Some men want a woman that looks decent, looks good, but then they don't look at everything else. They don't look at the goals. They don't look at the integrity. They don't look at the heart, the character. They don't look at that. And then when they get into it, then they're upset when the woman doesn't want to be exclusive, or they know in their mind, I like attention and validation. So I'm with this guy, but I'm over here with this guy. This guy got more money, so I'm gonna go over here and then leave this guy alone. And this guy over here is, wanting to be with the person, be with the woman, and then she's like, she ain't trying to do it. I'm over here. So we gotta read hearts and minds when we're dealing with this process of knowing what I want. And I said before, and I was trying to say, sex is not the catalyst. Sex is 20%. I would say 20, 25%. It depends. And people say, you can say I'm wrong, but sex is like 20% of a relationship. There's other intimate ways to look at a woman. You got to look at a woman past the physical. If the first thing you see is like sex, that's all you think about, sex, that's what I want to do, then that's something you got to sit back and check your heart on, because that's going to be the driver of why you want to be with most of these women. You want to, they talk about in the videos, like, if they say, I want to date, if it's the date intent is to get sex at the end. I want a woman that's going to, feeling me. I want a woman that's going to be able to be on the same page. That means sex. It's not to sit back and get to know her or in a way that you should. Everything is intention of sex at the end. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? So again, and I'm sure if men's going to sit back and they're probably going to think, man, he talking crazy. He talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, I want sex. That's what I want. And again, that's on you. But I would say that there's more to a woman than that, because a lot of times with these guys, they go after these type of women that looks this way, and they do get the sex. But then guess what? When they get pregnant, then they mad that they feel like they trapped. Or if they get, having sex with them and they turn around and they go have sex with someone else that makes more money, another high value man, then they're heartbroken. Or some men don't care. It's a lot of issues with that. So expectations, managing the expectations of your heart. Another aspect to this is rejection. A lot of people, they talk about rejection. I got rejected. Understanding rejection is the best protection and the best direction, right? In the sense of God anyway. But when a woman when I had dealt with rejection a lot. I dealt with rejection a lot when I was in relationships. I might have tried to go after those certain type of women. I got told you weren't good enough, or you weren't capable enough, or whatever they thought of me. But at the end of the day, I looked at it as I got older, of course, and had to heal and learn. It was the best way, because and believe it or not, a lot of these women that rejected me early on, they looking trash now. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but the best. What I'm really trying to say is that they were the best version of what I needed, especially as I moved on to where I'm at now. So when people get rejected, especially when it comes to men, it's the ego thing, and it causes a bitterness, a resentment, or offense. And we got to be able to understand that if I'm rejected and I had intents of liking this person, it's the best protection. It really is. And people don't want to hear that, but at the time, but if you sit back and look at it, it really is the best direction and protection. Next part I want to talk about is friendship. This is where the bitterness root takes in, right? So I heard one of the videos Stephen Cole did about platonic friendships. It was a lot of stuff he was saying that he said, don't do it. Don't have platonic relationships with females, because it was, again, the biggest thing I got out of it, what he was saying, was the investment aspect, investing my energy, my time into the opposite sex. So this is my theory, right? If you're in a relationship, friendship, I'm going to take that back, friendship, and you develop a friendship with a woman, opposite sex, there is possibilities that you can be platonic with a woman. Again, it goes back to self-evaluation. All right, I'm friendship with this woman. I have common interests. You may be coworkers, you may be working the same job, you may, certain vibes or whatever you want to call it, right? And you feel the platonic friendship. You already, as a man, before you even get into that relationship, it's one thing I did agree with he said was, it said, don't get into them with the wrong intent. So I feel like if you know that at the end of the day that you have feelings for this person and you can't handle the friendship aspect where they see you as a friend, then you shouldn't do it. Because there's going to be situations where if you continue with you have the wrong intent in the first place, and you try to be a friend to a woman, and you being there for them, and you're in their personal, because women sees men as a friendship. This is where this friend zone concept comes from. If you think about the word friend zone, it's like you playing basketball. You have zones, right? You have certain zones that you stay in, right? If you playing if you're a shooting guard, you have a zone. You have zones. If you're defending, you have a zone. You know what I'm saying? If you're a center, you have a zone. Your job in the center is to keep the opposing team to put the ball in the basket. Zone. So that's where you stay. You don't leave those zones. So think about what friend zone means, right? If you're a friendship with a woman and they see you as a friend, but your heart is, you have a different intent, and you being there and they talking about Chad and Tyrone and William, and they talking about how they did them dirty, and you're telling them, hey, don't stay in that relationship. And they's like, yeah, you know how it is when you deal with a woman and they be talking and sharing stuff with you. But in your mind, it's like, man, I really like her, and I could do better, right? And then you shoot your shot and you get, rejected, messes up the whole friendship. And then as a man, you're going to feel like, I invested all this time and this energy and my time. I've been stayed up late nights. I picked up her phone calls. We done met for lunch. We done talked. We done shared and invested so much time. And then when you have the opportunity to shoot your shot and she says, no, I don't see you as a friend. That's the friend zone. Either reason, it could be because the woman may not see them as what they want. Woman may just truly see them as a friend. They may not have the same romantic feelings towards them. Or, whatever other reason. Those are two reasons I can think of. And that person, that male, feels some type of way. He's angry. He's hurt. He's resentful now because he invested time. And then the thing is, the most common thing in those friendships is you talk to them, you share with them, you invest with them, you hear them cry on your shoulder and stuff like that. And then they go right back to the person that did it wrong. That's the most resentful aspect, because then I didn't spend all my time telling her about this individual and she go right back to him. Then that causes a strain on that friendship. So I would say in that aspect, if you're not willing to understand, check the feelings at the beginning. Either I would say shoot your shot at the beginning, or just deal with that concept of being in a relationship with her and be a friend if you choose to, or don't be friends with her at all. Just tell her straight up, be honest, because a lot of times I've talked to women about this concept about the friendship, and they say, well, I didn't choose to lead them on. They took it as such. And then with that, what I learned from that was, it's like, well, it's the man's fault with that. That's why I say you have to self-evaluate, because then with that concept of friendship, and when it comes to the woman, you only can have control over yourself. You can't get mad at the woman for treating you or saying she don't want to be, go further than a friendship when you didn't check your heart, because your intent is one thing, hers is another. And it's not the woman's fault. It's the man. The man's responsibility to self-evaluate and have the intent from the beginning. If you're going to be in a platonic friendship and you have feelings outside of that, you need to either just straight up let that person know, or deal with those feelings, or just don't be a friend to her. Plain and simple. Don't put yourself in situations investing in relationships that is not going to gain what you wanted to gain. Be straight up honest. Tell her what it is. And you don't have to tell, if you want to just have sex with her and that's all you want to do, I wouldn't recommend just saying, hey, I don't see you as a friend, I just want to have sex. I mean, if you want to be that blunt about it, but I would say more or less internally check myself. And if I can be a friend to her and not worry about romantic or sexual feelings, then, and the value of that friendship is worth more than that, then I would check my feelings and just be a friend. But if you can't be that, and you can't deal with the constant investment aspect of it, then you don't need to be a friend. So that's my piece on that. That's what a lot of stuff I would hear about investing in women. That does not mean don't be a friend to a woman, or in that aspect. It means just having that valuation aspect on it. Second thing I learned that I did was healing. Healing is so critical to getting out the red pill community, and I don't recommend staying in that mindset. It is a great educational empowerment tool. It teaches men about certain aspects of women. But the thing with the red pill community, that does not embody all women. All women don't think like, again, I go back to the videos, the content. You see a lot of even some Freshest Fit and some other types of different I know the roommates used to do videos on that, but they interview certain type of women. They go to Miami. They go to clubs. They go to bars. They Instagram. You see the models. You see certain caliber of women they go after. Not all women think this way. Trust and believe it. I know. I got a beautiful, beautiful woman that doesn't think that way. Right? So, not all women think or act that way. So with the red pill community, it's educational and empowering to hear some of the things that is being said about certain type of women. They have the debates, they have the women. But every time you think about those videos, you see women on there that are young, that are out there as far as participating in that social nightlife. They're into certain activities and they dealing with certain things, and they interview these women and they think they speak for all women. They don't. They just speak for those type of women. Healing is key because, again, if you dealt with a broken relationship, you got hurt, you not only you educate yourself, but you heal on all levels. You heal spiritual, physical, and mental, emotional levels. It's crucial to heal because if I didn't heal, I would still be thinking just like them. It's so easy to get intoxicated with the red pill because it causes the manosphere, basically mean the world goes around, men makes the world go around concept, where a man is superior over women, and it causes men to have a nasty, disrespectful outlook on women, that there's just nothing because of what happened to me in my past, because of what relationships I was in. I dealt with a woman where that did me wrong, so I'm going to think about all women this way. And it's truly that's something that I agree with the Shoemaker Way channel. They talked about that where he talked about that in that aspect of not all women are that way. Healing. Don't pursue women. I know people going to probably disagree with me on this, but I don't feel like men should pursue women. And that's one thing they did say I agree. I feel like that a man should be, first thing he should pursue his purpose. His purpose, that's not including money. People think purpose is just getting the bag. People's purpose thinks that their parents. People's purpose think that I should ride these cars, wear these, chains, appearance, glasses, different concepts. That's not purpose. Purpose is leaving a legacy, leaving something to where when I leave this earth, that people can learn, be empowered, and educated for generations. So that's the first thing, and it's biblical. Adam had an assignment before Eve even came on the scene. Adam had an assignment. He had a purpose. That's what a man should be pursuing. A man should not just be chasing women. Speaking from experience, chasing women all the time. And then when you in your late 30s and 40s or 50s and you like, man, where the time went. And then you found out your purpose, then what? You're out here trying to catch up. What man should do is focus on his purpose and trust God, and God will bring that person to you. If you're in his will, he will bring that person to you. But I know it's going to fall on deaf ears. I know people are not going to want to hear what I got to say on that. And that's fine. But I'm telling you how that's what it is. A man should not be pursuing a woman. And I even take it another step further. When you pursue a woman is when you're married. When you're in the right, when God's standing when it comes to covenant, when you with the one that God sent you, then you can pursue in the sense of the physical, the emotional, and the mental. Right? Don't chase. Especially, when it comes to women that they talk about. I agree. Don't deal with those type of women. But it's up to men to make decision to invest in self, be self-aware, know who I am as a man, heal, and manage your expectations. Manage your expectations. Don't sit here and have these high expectations. Don't go, my purpose is I'm going to go to school, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to make all this money just so I can go appeal to those type of women. That's wrong. Manage your expectations. Know who you are. Seek for things that are going to change people's lives over time. When you're focused on purpose, you can be able to see, all right, I got a purpose. And this purpose is so important to me that at the end of the day, I ain't going to just pick anybody. I ain't going to have any type of woman. Even if I have my preferences of what I like and what I enjoy with a woman, I'm going to be more careful and invest correctly into the right type of woman. And I'm going to say this too. A lot of women, there's going to be men, and they said this and I say this. I'm going to do a video called Samson Was a Simp. And I'm going to do that soon, but I'm going to talk about this more. But there's going to be men, beta male orbiters, right? there are going to be men that are always going to appeal to this type of woman. As long as there's this thing called attention and validation, as long as there are women that know that I can get a man, thousands of them, options, they're always going to be men that are going to appeal to it. So at the end of the day, I don't sit back and wonder, oh, shoot, as a man, that I have to go chase these type of women. As a nice guy, these nice guys, I know we talk about nice guys, and they hear stuff like nice guys finish last. In God, nice guys don't finish last. I'm not going to change who I am as a man, or being having the vision for loving a woman correctly, being the best version of myself to a woman, and changing who I am to fit society standards when it comes to this red pill. Again, a lot of these guys mock the beta male. They had this term called beta male, alpha male. You know what I'm saying? I'm an alpha male. And people need to really study that. Study what alpha really means. It's not, if you think about alphas, they travel in packs. Alpha wolf, animals, alpha is the head. And you notice the red pill community, they all talk the same, they all in the same pack. Alpha travels in pack, but that's not, just because I'm a nice person, just because I want to have a desire, loving, hopeful, fruitful relationships, just because I want to be with a one woman, and I want to love her, I want to take her out on dates, I want to, let her know she's beautiful, that doesn't make me weak. They will mock beta, they can call them beta males, mock nice guys or men that want that. And I feel like as a man, a healed man in this aspect, that I don't care about them mocking. Because in the day, when you mocking men that want this, they want that fruitfulness, they want that whole term relationship, it shows hurt. It shows that you still need healing. If anybody listen to this channel that falls in this category where you feel like, man, I want to love, I want to be in a wholesome relationship, I want to be with a woman that loves me back, don't give up hope on that. First thing first, purpose. Second thing after that is to manage your expectations, know who you are, and continue to do things God's way. I'm trying to think about anything else that I don't want to forget. But those are things about the red pill community. Again, I'm not saying it's all bad information. It can be entertaining, but it can be educational, because it's things I have learned. I have related to a lot of things that happen to these content creators, and I did there's some lessons in there that I did learn. I'm not gonna sit and say I didn't learn anything. I'm not gonna sit and say that all these things are wrong. But I feel like with that, it has a cap. You have to be able to say, okay, I got what I needed. I'm going to take these concepts. I'm going to heal. I'm not going to just hold on to these concepts of the manosphere, and I'm going to walk around here. No, I don't want a relationship. No, I don't want this, because not all. And the thing is, I always wondered with the red pill community, I wonder if they take different women and interview them. They only interview one type of woman. They interview women and like other type of women. If there's thousands of beautiful women out here. You know what I'm saying? There's thousands of different types of women out here. You can't just go for one side. You can't just go to Miami and interview those women. You can't just go to Instagram. You can't just go to OnlyFans. You can't just go to women that are physically appealing. There's a beautiful women out here, all concepts. And these just for guys that are single. Don't just get caught up in. That's why the red pill. Don't just get caught up in just one type of woman. In that aspect of the red pill, go out and really, look at every type of thing. There's beauty in everywhere. Beauty in all types of ways. That's all I got. I think I covered everything I wanted to when it comes to this topic. I had it was one thing I meant to get was real quick. What is friends? I want to cover this real quick. What is friends? Friends with benefits. Friends, like as a whole term, friends. What is a friend? That's another part of that self-evaluation tactic. What is a friend? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get that term twisted. And I've talked about this before. Friends with benefits, that is a toxic way in the sense of I'm going to get what I want. You're going to get what I want. In that aspect, if you go into the mindset of I'm going to be a friend to gain something, to take something, Are you really being a friend to them? It's the same thing with a woman to a man. The first thing I always, when people come to me say, "Oh, you my friend, you my friend," how am I a friend to you? Is it because of what I offer? Is it because of what I say? Or is it because you like the person? Are you holding me accountable? Are you going to care? Are you going to reciprocate what I give? Or are you just there to take from me? Or are you just there because you like my vibe, you like my energy, you like my smile, that's part of it. Yes, it's part of it. That's a small part of it, but it's a part of it. Energy, vibes, and keeping a positive mindset. That's part of a friendship. But friendship is when you dig into the core. Friendship, when you do things, is not reciprocated sometimes. When in some aspects, friendship is not always about, oh, I do this, you do that, because it's an exchange. In some aspects, you have to reciprocate what you give out. But we talking in the sense of that's all it is, if that makes sense. If my friendship consists of, I want money, but I'll give you sex. Or my friendship is, I come over, you cook me a meal, and I get sex, but then I leave. And then from time to time, I might do something for you. That's not really friendship. Friend is no sustenance. There's no growth. There's no foundation. So I want to also leave that with you, hopefully who's listening, that look part of that evaluation, look at what friendships are in your life. And if this woman's watching this, do this stuff applies to you too, because a lot of stuff with women, the culture, the painting of what women are and what they do. I know there's some women that I know there are women that's not like that. Are there women that's in the business world and other fields and other places that act like this? I'm sure they are. It ain't just OnlyFans and Instagram models, and I'm not trying to single them out, but that's what a lot of the red pill communities talk to and go after and put on the market, sexual market value. But I'm sure there's women outside everywhere that they may potentially act the same way. And it's up to the men. It's up to us as men to screen, vet, and really sit back and take the sex out, take the physical aspects out for a minute, and talk to the woman. Let me give you some time to say, is this something I want to deal with besides sexual? If sex is the only thing that you see in a woman where that's all I want to deal with, then that's something you might think about. And that's even determined if that's all you're about. As a man, it's all, at this season, I just want to have sex. All I want to do is have sex. That's all I want to do. I don't care about nothing else. That shows brokenness within you as a man. You need to sit back and say, why is sex the only thing I want? Why is the lust of my flesh so prevalent? As a man, you need to sit back and look at that. Dang, man, that's all I want to do. I don't want nothing else. It may feel good. It may boost your ego. It may, you might get your body count. I had this chick the other day. I got 3 women, you know what I'm saying? I got this, that they may boost your ego, but in the day, it shows something wrong in you. You should want to desire more than just having sex. You should want to be intimate with a woman outside of just sex. You should want to take your woman out on a date. You should want to love your woman and tell her she's beautiful. You should want to spend a lot of time with your woman. You should want to. Then just laying in the bed having sex and that's it. So I hope that this video helps you. I hope this video helps some men out there that are struggling, that feel like that they should hate women and put them all in the box. I'm telling you right now, once you heal, there's some women out here that are fascinating. They're amazing. And I'm telling you from experience. I really am. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta heal. You gotta self-evaluate. You always gotta be on a constant with self. You gotta sit down and take the time. I'm still guilty of that. Sometimes I gotta be made to sit down and just take time to be self-aware. So hope this helps y'all. Please share and subscribe. I'm going to do another video. Keep it moving on RBC. Also, I'm going to try to do my yearly Black History Month person, and I got something. I think I got a person I want to share this year, and I'm going to talk about it and do some research and present some hopefully tips and not tips, but you know what I'm saying, like things about the individual that I feel like that can help someone be motivated and empowered to go out there and be the best version of themselves. Whether you're Black, white, Hispanic, but of course, it's Black History Month. We need to celebrate our pioneers in the Black history. So we need to do that. We need to keep doing that, especially for Black people, because we need to be motivated by those who went before us to do events, to create, to leave a purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. Leave a purpose here on earth. So I hope this blesses y'all. Please share, leave comments. You got questions, you got topics you want me to talk about, please share and leave in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Freedom Fighters channel, Gospel Dedication to Jesus Christ. A lot of good content on there. Precious Pearls Ministries. Check out Jaquita's channel, my wife's channel. And more importantly, we're going to start another ministry channel, so stay tuned for that. And RBC, realcommunitytrust.com. I'm sorry, .org. And that's all I have. So y'all be blessed. Love you guys. See you in the next one.